So welcome again. So continually we have to be see about the challenges. Data analysis by in theoretical wise seems to be that easy, but the collection is getting to be that wrong. That entire process seems to be nightmare. So that is the serious thing happened when we are not at all concentrate in the collection and then filtering of the data. So what challenges? The first point is saying the poor quality of the data. There is the less features or that less attributes, and then the people will say wrong about their attitudes, and this will make the serious impact when we have to be collect the data. So poor quality data. And then number two, the data privacy and then security. When we are collecting that certain piece of the information from the people or the public, the data should be keep as a security, and their privacy should be maintained. And next one, we may have that huge volume of data, but we want to organize the data in proper manner. The data will getting into be lost. So we have to be keep up that appropriate infrastructure. If you are having that weak infrastructure, we can't able to be get with that appropriate outcome. And then the data from that multiple sources, so that will be that will create an issue is called outliers. So that will leads to that severe outliers. So we are having that one proverb is called too many cooks spoil the soup. The same way, if you are receiving the data from the multiple sources, the data will be corrupted, so that will spoil the tracks of what we are traveling. So that should be the limiter, and we should have a very boundary wide collection of the data. And the next one, so scaling data analysis. So this is another one crucial change. So when we have to be scale the data, we should keep up that is the certain uh, appropriate metrics. So in this way we have to be keep it up these things. So now we have to be see about certain links that has been provided. So in case if you are implementing this API in that Flask, you may use this Flask palette projects, and then the RESTful API you can able to be get it from there. And you can say SQL Alchemy, you can able to be download from that website is called sqlalchemy.org. And then OR programming, you can able to be download from that org project.org. So they are that group of the people like that Firefox and then Fedora. K means clustering, you can able to be get that details. And then so Plotly, you can get it from the plotly.com. And then for the data superset docs, you may go with the superset app, apache.org. And then you may get that informations from the GitHub also. So the thing is, in case if you want to get that data from purpose of the training or this testing and algorithm, you may extract that data from that google.com. So that is also one beautiful websites which providing that varieties of medical and then so non-medical, geological, and then so COVID. So what varieties of the data in forestry sites, and then vegetable sites, and then flower site. So what kind of the data we need, we may get it from the Google also. So now quickly we have to be give that a certain revision on the things. So what we learned today. So we have to be studied about, so what is the data analytics, and then what is how the raw data that has to be getting into be the beautiful information. So for that purpose, so what we are doing, the architecture like collect that data and refine the data and store the data, analyze the data, and finally we have to be give that certain presentation on the data. And secondly, we have to be talk about that data acquisition. We may go with that traditional data acquisition method, that is paper questionnaire method. Otherwise, we may go with that digital method through by that calling upon that APIs. And there's a varieties of the APIs we see, and then we saw that is a varieties of that programs also. And next one is called that is how we have to be cleanse the data, and then what should we do. So how we have to be remove the duplication, validation, and there's a fixed errors and outliers. So already we discussed. And then what way we have to be store the data in this method, that is the two parameters is there. One is called that RDBMS and another one is the ORM. So all these parameters we discussed. And finally we talked about, that is that the data analysis, in what way we have to be make that analyzation of the data. The analyzation is possible through with that mathematical methods, and then so statistical methods, and then so probabilistical method, and then we have to be go with that clustering methods, and then by that regression. So these are all the possible methods we have to be incorporate analyzation. And also we studied about in what way we have to be implement these things, either by the Python or by that R Studio, and by Tableau or by that Power BI. And finally we discussed about that presentation, the purpose of that presentation, and what is that outcome of the presentation, and what are the tools we are using that presentation. So all these things we study. Thank you.